spending money on marketing is calculated gambling.
Yes.
Is essentially what it is. Like I believe HR is an investment. I don't like when I look at payroll on an expense line in my head, I'm like, it's an investment. When I look at marketing, I'm like, that's an investment. But marketing is the one that is a very calculated gamble. At least on, if I invest in payroll and I give everyone raises, I have a great idea what the output's going to be of that money, almost guaranteed. For you, you have the brick and mortar equivalent of a retail location on the very busy street. How is that thought about from a marketing perspective when you guys are talking, from that perspective? You're having to buy traffic and it's like, okay, what is my organic reach right now responsible for revenue wise? And how do we compare that when buying traffic?
At this point, I think we're at the stage where we're like, okay, this is definitely the time for us to, expand beyond just like our organic reach and make a decision as to like how are we going to go about, what's our strategy for going about buying eyeballs and paying for, marketing through ads. And it's really a big question mark for us. Like we don't have a good answer to it, and it's really just in its infancy for our company. And that's one of the big things that we're like, okay, in 2022, like how do we unlock this for us? What's going to work in the model that we have? What's going to spread the message of functional bodybuilding, get more people in?
For you personally, I'm going to share how I feel about this. I'm really curious your take. I thought the same thing. I was like, okay, and I'm operating on such a micro scale compared to you, but the ideas are very similar. I'm like, okay, I've got this organic following. It is done. I've been able to generate X in revenue, right? Thinking about marketing is that big question mark. Again, it's this calculated gamble. And I don't enjoy it. Like, I don't like thinking about it. I don't like talking to anyone who does ads. I don't even enjoy that process. What I do enjoy doing is I love I'm looking here at your plaque. We've got this passing 100,000 subscribers YouTube plaque here. And you can see guys like Alex has obviously poured a ton of effort into his YouTube channel and things like that. The thing that really excites me is like organically, if I stay in the organic compound and I'm like, I'm doing good with this kind of following. If we got Marcus Foley to 1 million followers, are we still even are you guys even talking about buying paid ads at that point? Do you need to? Does a plus 300, 200,000 followers on Instagram or another 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, does that solve this now need to buy traffic? And if that's the case, then how do I organically get there? Because I organically got here. I got to almost 1 million people organically. I never paid for a single one of these people. And that's like where this idea came in. I was like, oh, what can I do? I'm like, it was the pandemic. I listened to my first full Joe Rogan podcast. I'd never listened to one.
Yeah.
I was like, who the fuck has the time to sit there and do that? And that's where this idea, I'm like, I'm going to go around and I'm going to do this because no one else maybe has the bandwidth to literally pack up and travel and go and do this in real life with people, not just a Zoom one. It's hard to track whether that was the connector, but we saw upticks and everything on that front. And it was like, okay, well, that's the only thing that's really changed. I'm literally doing the exact same thing I've always done. I've just added in 220 extra clips a year or however many hours of content from these cool conversations that I'm having. But it was more fun for me to think of like the organic the fun organic shit than it was to sit there and be like, all right, here's 20 grand to a firm. Let's see, roll the dice and with my money and see what you can do.